We're going to do a Ken Burns documentary for you. For anyone who's not familiar with Ken Burns' oeuvre, he does a lot of stuff on PBS. There's a lot of pictures. So picture a lot of just pictures. But they're always about very American, uniquely American experiences. You know, American events, American things. There was jazz, baseball, Prohibition, the Civil War. What's like a uniquely American thing that you'd like to share?
War! Incarceration. War!
Actually, the first thing I heard was incarceration. So Ken Burns presents Incarceration. Can we get the bring the lights down just a little bit because it's PBS. It's very mellow. Ken Burns presents Incarceration, Part 5.
Now, I remember being in the yard. First time I got shanked. Skunk kid, on Pretty Boy. Pretty Boy used to walk around the yard thinking that he was, well, back then we used to call him incarcerator.
I remember the incarceratos. They used to run the yard. Oh, I wanted to be in the yard with those incarceratos. They were led by Miguel Incarcerato. He was a merciless man. One eye and a cello. You couldn't get near him, he would just cello at you.
My name is Dale Stradivarius. I work down on 14th Street selling stringed instruments to mostly professional musicians. Then one day someone entered my store who I didn't expect to see.
Hey, that thing over there, what is that?
Is what he said to me.
With my one eye, I cannot see so good.
So I sold him a violin. I regret it now, and half my family's dead.
By the end of the 1920s, string quartets had sprung up in all of the prisons across the land. These violent criminals intimidated people with their recitals. Soon, people were mimicking them with bells.
Oh yeah, I remember the bells. Ring every hour, every half hour, on the 15 and the 45. They also ring out the concerts. Hope my rooster up something up. Hated those concerts. There we go now. Alright, I'll just use the door.
Dear Mr. Wilson, today is day 50 of the concert series here at Incarcerato Hall. I've been playing the violin so much that my hands are bleeding. I tell you, honey, I have never seen so much blood in my life. Even after I killed that bank teller with my bare hands. I don't need to remind you. Yesterday, the warden took out a machine gun. Folks here are calling it a Tommy gun. Well, I never heard or seen such a thing, but I'll tell you, more blood and more nightmares, Josephine. Boy, I tell you, I miss you. Send me a pie when you get a chance.
The only man to take action in this time period was the warden of Incarcerato, Tommy McToms. Tommy took charge. He organized a yard baseball game and blew everyone away with the machine gun.
I'd use distraction mostly. That was my main method. We divvy up teams, make uniforms, get equipment, and then I'd just open fire on them.
Understanding was crazy, but I was the prison psychologist, and they were unfixable. I'd send them straight from my crazy office over to the baseball diamond, tell them to pick up a bat and start swinging. That was the signal.
Sure, I had to do my time at the shrink's office, but he always said I was perfectly sane. I think he had a little crush on me.
Download of text message confirmed.
Sorry, I should have turned that off before narrating this document. By the end of the 20s, half of the prison population had been reduced to ashes. The other half was playing in concert halls. America was confused about which way to go forward, and very afraid of being handed concert tickets.
Well, you know, when I first saw the Dust Bowl starting up, I thought, sure enough, it was a storm. Turns out it was a bunch of prisoners' ashes scattering across the land. My wife was blinded by a bunch of murderers.
It was the greatest crop we had that year.
One plant would grow, and then a weaker plant would grow next to it, and the bigger plant would kill it. And the bigger plant would just get bigger until we had big tree plants.
10-4, good buddy. Come in. This one's for you.
Transportation changed the when lakes were able to be crossed. So, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan was utilized as basically a penal colony.
Territory. I believe it was right after Hoover was elected. And
This is Dale Scott. He's the head of the President Hoover Fan Association. He sold most of his land to the penal colony and then other people's land as well.
And neighbors, they just came to talk to me and they said, well, you know, we want to support and make sure this Dust Bowl thing doesn't happen again. I said, well, yeah, you gotta make sure that we all together. And, you know, Dave, I tell you, I cried because of the support that came from me that day and the amount of land I got. Yes, I couldn't have been happier with the prisoners. I just could not believe rapists and murderers crying.
Then that fateful day, in downtown Detroit, September 12th, 1929, Handel's Quartet.
Dear Josephine, they say something about a silver lining. Well, Josephine, tonight I saw that silver lining. We were down in 8 Mile, playing some Brahms. We got high. And I'll tell you, those folks looked at us like we were human beings for once.
By the end of the 1920s, gangs of armed criminals were out on the street, claiming to be members of the Salvation Army. The country was about to change, and we'll hear more about it next time on Ken Burns Presents Incarceration.